Let's welcome Shweta and hear what she has to share. I think she has a very inspiring story, and probably some of your questions may get answered, that how to convert a challenge into an opportunity. So over to you, Shweta.
Thank you so much. I would like to give my heartfelt gratitude to Rinku Bharadwaj and Aminder Kaur for the insightful session. It was quite interesting. And thank you, Kansha. I would like to begin by thanking all members of the GWC for their gracious invite. And I'm honored to be participating in today's inaugural webinar. Females now are the pillars of our global future. Being the founder and CEO of Majestic by Shweta Singh and a social entrepreneur, this has enabled me to work with professionals across a diverse range of industries such as healthcare, biotechnology, glamour industries, entertainments, and rural-focused government schemes. For the purpose of today's webinar, I would like to share my expertise surrounding the fashion and lifestyle industry, both prior and post-start of the COVID-19 pandemic. To put matters into context, it is very important to look at the global industry prior to the pandemic. The size of the market and all its verticals have grown over 100 times in the past 20 years. In the recent decade alone, we have witnessed the economic decoupling between the Western and Eastern hemispheres and an explosion in middle-class income across 1/3 of the world's populations residing in the Asian continent, making over 2 billion people both customers and producers for the world's fashion apparels. Before the recent onslaught faced by every major economy, the global fashion industry stood at a value of over $2.5 trillion US. To put that in perspective, that is approximate to India's 2019 nominal GDP figures. That is until the Black Swan effect, which effectively overnight disrupted global financial market, upended supply chains, and the consequent rapid demand destruction that took place. The industry is now facing double-digit losses. Experts and economists from around the globe are forecasting the industry to contract by 10 to 15%. However, given the recently released figures of worldwide economic contractions, analysis carried out by my colleagues at Majestic support an industry contraction of close to 35%, we now expect recessionary pressures to hamper the industry for a minimum of 5 years. We are already seeing highly geared companies such as Future Groups, some of their associated fashion brands, which cater to mass markets, all but set to disappear from conventional retail, either to be bought cheaply by rivals or to be driven out the dominant cash-rich online retailers. Currently residing in Delhi, I've received first-hand feedback from fashion retailers and their respective brands and landlords that if stores remain closed and without meaningful business for another calendar month, approximately 80% of fashion retailers will face economic hardship. This in turn is causing large knock-on effects to commercial real estate that house the retailers, as well as other verticals associated with the industry such as designers and marketing and PR firms. The stark reduction in demand has led to the indefinite freezing of orders to manufacturers across the globe, which has in turn resulted in over 1 billion job losses in the garment sector, not only in India, but also Bangladesh and Cambodia. Prior to COVID-19, we've already seen a push to recycle and reuse of fashion items rather than rebuying. As an example, if you see this year at 2020, we saw no less than 17 celebrities to the world's most prestigious events such as the Oscars and the Met Gala. Actresses such as Jane Fonda, Elizabeth Banks, Laura Dern, and actor Joaquin Phoenix, who were Oscars awardees this year, and made a conscious decision to reuse the red carpet clothes, making a profound statement towards environmental awareness. As an entrepreneur, I would recommend these 5 ways, which form part of the consultancy that Majestic has provided to its clientele, which range from small owners to larger brands. First, the companies should and will be focusing on their core products and less investment into speculative offshoots to their brands. Companies would like to focus on products where they feel they have some level of competitive advantage, and this will involve speedy restructuring internally, a cheaper collaborative approach to marketing and faster decision making. Second, companies which have invested heavily into market research towards future trends, taking into account new social norms that now grip the world, would be tipped to do better. Well, thought out and multi-dimensional evidence of research can help attract private equity funding for those looking to attract new investment to your firms. Third, companies should be working on embracing and investing in digitalization throughout the businesses, not just sales and marketing, but also internal bookkeeping, as mentioned by Rinku Bharadwaj. And this will help reduce overheads and allow the company to be leaner and quicker to move to market. Fourth, look to consolidate in order to survive. For many of us, the economic pressure may just be too much to weather at the moment. Therefore, look for opportunities for larger players to buy or invest in you. Last but not the least, all companies associated with the fashion industry will have little to no choice but to move towards sustainable practices so as to minimize financial and environmental costs. In these ever-changing and fluid times, I set myself several priorities to stand fast on. My priority now was to protect my team. Many firms are downsizing, and that is understandable. However, my thought process revolved around how my clients' needs are going to change and how I can help them to survive. As my team is intact, thanks to God, and fully supported, we are able to come up with a concept very quickly in order to help our clients reorganize their supply chains. As some of you know about my ongoing project, as mentioned by Akansha, N.A.V.A.M.I, National Ambassador for Villages and Aspiration for Mission India. This is an initiative to work as a bridge between rural India and the wider world for the advancement and to realize the physical and intellectual potential of our people in villages and create job opportunities within the rural areas. With our vision, self-reliant rural India. Two clients of mine are looking to follow the labor force back to the rural areas, and we are working with our clients to facilitate their investment in these locations. We are now seeing smaller scale component manufacturing, which could be termed as cottage industries within the rural societies. Since demand has contracted, so have supplies to match. And finished goods are being broken into components with such items now being produced exclusively in a village setting. This is, however, not without its challenges. My team and I have been tasked by clients to deal with significant challenges to ensure sustainable and profitable manufacturing, such as sufficient infrastructure to complete the process, access to the correct skilled demographic, assessment of the short, medium, and long-term impact of manufacturing in rural areas with impact on the environment. With no future upswing in sight for demand and an uncertainty with working with international manufacturers, we are seeing firms looking to produce small scale using rural populations. The project continues despite this challenging times and is now on a fast track. I come to the final part of my talk, which is about future trends in fashion, as my whole topic is about fashion industry. With more people having to stay home and work from home, particularly in service industries, they are likely to spend less time in formal settings. Therefore, we can already expect a trend towards more casual clothing for everyday use with a focus on comfort. In line with sustainability, we are likely to see an increase in home sewing and embroidery skills. There will be a new wave of home-based entrepreneurs in the fashion industry to supply component items and skills rather than just finished items for retail. Shopping will take place online and for necessity items only, given the economic climate. Customers will have a focus on products which are durable, so they will last, can be reused, and without looking old, and therefore high quality item at affordable prices will be a key for any sale. Fashionable face masks marking the new trend. This is something that's taken over half your face, so you might as well make a statement with it. It becomes something to be excited about, as in today's trend, this is the new way of smiling. All I want to say to other women is that each one of us is special. So follow your own path, embrace these challenging times, and reach for the sky. Always remember, it's not the intention, but the action which makes a difference.
Thank you so much, Shweta Singh. Thank you so much. And whatever Shweta has told us over here, through these challenges, how she worked for her team, how she looked after her team, and the project, as she said, the project is continuing. So this is the way we need to look at the opportunities every time. Though these this crisis time is the survival time, I would say. Rinku gave an example of a lady, so I know her very well, and the way she is turning these challenges into opportunities. I won't say opportunities, but she was doing a big business, and now she is managing with these masks, the crochet masks and other stuffs related. And there are many other people who are working accordingly. So the people who were into fabric stuff, they have started selling masks. The people who were into beverages, they have started selling sanitizers and other stuff. So this is how you build opportunities out of challenges. It's about reinventing your business. And Shweta has given great examples from her personal experiences. So I hand over the thing to Ekta.
So I'd also like to make a comment over here, taking cue from what Rinku, Amarinder, and even Shweta has said. One of my favorite lines these days is, you either whine or you shine.
Absolutely.
So, I think it is very important, as I had also mentioned in the chat box when Rinku was presenting, that, we really need to step back, go back to the basics. When we started our business, we didn't reach the sky on day one, right? We worked towards it. So I think this year, the year of 2020, is a year for learning, is the year to go back to basics, to understand all the journey that you've had so far, that what went right, what went wrong, and focus on the rights.